Hey, Pretty Girl Club. Welcome back to the Storytime series. This is the most important series on my channel. It's a chance where we get to share our side of the story and our experiences with the isms and our experiences in the Black community. So if you have a story you want to tell, be sure to email exoticalsunited@gmail.com. But this girl says, "Good afternoon, Pretty Girl Club. I'm so grateful for this platform that gives MLS women a voice. For context, I'm an ambiguous Black woman with type 3C4A hair, and I'm a Fenty shade 330. I am petite with an hourglass shape. I often get mistaken for an Afro-Latina or a Blasian from time to time. My church community is really important to me, but I never realized how much envy can exist and influence how people interact with each other. I recently befriended two unambiguous dark-skinned women who are sisters. Let's call them Andy and Tori. What started out as a friendship based on our Blackness turned sour. Tori is a mom of two beautiful children, and she's married to an unambiguous dark-skinned man. She often calls herself curvy, and no shade, but she's not. She's built like a refrigerator." Oh my god, I feel like I started the refrigerator thing. But no, has anyone noticed, why is it that oftentimes women who have this particular shape always want to come for other people? But anyway, let's continue. She says, "There are BBWs, but she is not one of them. She has stated that she often pretends that she's a Latina woman and that her little boy is a little Latin boy. That was the first sign of Delulu that I noticed." Exactly. Have you ever noticed how people will come to this channel and they'll say, "You guys are not Exoticals," or "You guys are fake, you guys are pretending." Meanwhile, in real life, there are people right now on YouTube saying that Black people are the real Native Americans, Black people are the real Israelites, basically that they're anything except Blackness. But I've noticed that people love to police you if you're a mixed race person and you accept your admixtures or accept being mixed race. But she says she has a younger sister who is actually a really pretty girl. She is tall with a model-esque build, similar to Jodie Turner-Smith. We are a part of a small group of young women, and a lot of them are shocked that I am waiting until marriage. And when she says that, that means waiting to have sex until marriage. So they're shocked that she is an MLS girl with pretty privilege, basically, and that she's a virgin. So this happened to me as well. I also stayed a virgin, and I noticed that a lot of Exoticals receive this pretty girl whore stereotype. Have you ever noticed that if people consider you to be pretty, if you say you're a virgin or you have a low body count, people don't believe you because they think that, like, oh no, you have to be a hoe. But she says, "The three of us went on a hike a few weeks back, and Tori started asking questions about what we would tolerate in a relationship." Oh, that's another red flag I've noticed. Like, sometimes women will kind of befriend you so that they can start asking questions about your relationship standards. And sometimes they'll do this so they can judge you, or they'll do this so they can talk shit, or it's so they can literally use your dating strategies and stuff to social climb for themselves. And then some of these women will turn on you, or they will try to like be competitive with you. Have you ever noticed this? Even on YouTube, a lot of people, they're using multiculturalism. By the way, this is a channel full of multiracials and multiculturals. And you've got channels like Chrissy's who are promoting multiculturalism because they're hoping to divest and like swirl and create multiracial, multicultural children. And so a lot of times women will actually watch how you move. They will watch kind of like how you interact in the world because they put you on a pedestal, and then they will try to emulate that. So this is why, like, in real life, I no longer talk about stuff like this. But she says that people started talking about relationships and what they would tolerate. She says she opened up about her corn addiction and asked us if that was a deal breaker for us. For me, yes, because they often have unrealistic expectations of relationships and sex. She stated that she struggled with her addiction until she had her son. All of those pink flags turned into glaring red lights. She then asked us what we would do if your husband is a freak in bed. Yeah, this sounds like she is a femcel. A lot of people who are addicted to porn are like incel, femcel types. Maybe they really want to have sex in real life, but maybe they can't. Or maybe they have a part of their sexuality that they can't express in real life, or that they're too afraid to express in real life. And so then they will utilize porn to do that. But she says, I switched the topic to something lighter and away from her clearly perverted mind. Another thing is, have you ever noticed that a lot of people, they're obsessed with your sex life? If you're a pretty girl, they're obsessed with who you're fucking, how many times did you fuck this guy, are you cheating, are you a whore, what kind of guys do you date? If you date black men, you're a mammy, you're a pick me. If you date white men, you're a bed wench. So, yes, I've definitely noticed a lot of fem cells or swirl cells. They will be obsessed with like what you're doing in between your legs, basically. She says, I switched the topic to something lighter and away from her perverted mind. I stated that in our church, I would like to get married first. They both looked at each other like they've discussed me. I realize that these girls are jealous. I am not willing to discuss your weird fetishes, but talk about a neutral topic, but you want to talk about porn and being a freak. This made me think of my MLS cousin who has faced issues being a light skinned woman at her church in the past. I learned through this experience that I am not talking about my love life with these Delulu unambiguous dark skinned women who want to be what I get mistaken for. Stay pretty, ladies. Yeah, I'm not surprised at all. A lot of women who are not comfortable in their own bodies, or maybe they're not as comfortable with their desirability, they'll start asking you questions like, okay, what are your sexual standards, or what are you doing? Or they will kind of like watch who you date and how you move and stuff. It's just very creepy. But what do you ladies think? Let me know in the comments section, and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies.